Hi, my name is Gavin. I'm one of the design leads here at Wildebloom, and in this video I'm going to show you how to do this elastic lace trim. This is a nice, delicate way to finish the waistband of one of your skirts, or you'll see we've also done it on a few of our cardigans, around the neck, around the cuff, on any of your jersey pieces. This is great to use as well. To do our elastic lace trim, we only need two ingredients: our body fabric and our elastic lace trim. Now, the first thing to note is that when you are sewing this, you will be sewing it on your sleeve or on the hem of your skirt or on the waistline of your skirt. And so for that, I'm going to close this fabric into a circle. Next, I'm going to take my elastic, which I've cut just a little bit shorter than my body, maybe about 1 centimeter shorter, and I'm going to overlap them like this into a circle. And I'm going to also stitch that where they overlap at about 1 or 2 cm. So I've got it in the machine, and I'm just going to go forward, backward, and I'm going to do that a few times. Next, on the right side of my fabric, I'm going to line up the straight edge of my lace trim with the straight edge of my fabric. I tend to like to put this part that's got the overlap next to my seam allowance, just to keep all of those sort of ends in the same place. I'm going to go ahead and pin this on. Now that that side is pinned on, I like to go to the opposite side of my fabric over here and put a pin in that as well. You should notice a bit of easing in your fabric. That's so that we can get a little bit of stretch in that elastic, just for a little bit of extra grip. Now we're going to go ahead and put it on the machine with the edge of our elastic just near to this lace section being right where our needle is going to go. We sink in the needle and we get started. Pull your pins out so you don't break your needle. Don't forget to back tack. Now, we're going to put a little bit of tension on the elastic while we sew. Meanwhile, we want to allow this to move a bit more freely. Just a slight amount of tension. We're not trying to get too much gathering. When we get to the pin, we can pull. This way, we know we're getting the right amount of gathering on both sides. Once we get to our pin, take it out. And once again, a little bit of tension on the elastic. Now we can grab the other side here and pull. Back tack to finish. Now that we've finished our first round of stitching, it should look like this. This is your waistline or your cuff. We can see the wrong side here with the right side inside and our lace trim facing down. Now, what we're going to do is trim away this excess fabric here so that it gets hidden when we do our second stitch. Trim it to about 0.5 roughly. Do be careful, of course, not to trim your elastic, and don't be afraid to go back and fix anything you've missed. Giving a little bit of tension might help you get a little bit cleaner, easier line. Okay, now that that's snipped back, it's time for our second stitch. We're just going to go ahead and take this lace and fold it over. Like this. Now we're looking at the right side of our fabric, still on the inside of our circle. What we're going to do is go ahead and push this back. That's our stitch line there. So that's going to hold our nice, clean, crisp line. We're going to put this back on the machine, starting again at this same point here. We're going to do this stitch at about 0.5 centimeters, which means the edge of our lace is going to be lining up with our foot, or the edge of our white fabric is going to be lining up right on that inner part of our foot there. Sink our foot to start to make sure we're in the right spot, and let's get going. Remember once again to apply a little bit of tension while you stitch. Now your piece should look like this. Go ahead and turn it right side out. Voila. Of course, snip your threads. And as you can see on the inside here, there's no raw fabric visible. If for any chance you have missed a piece, go ahead and bring your snips through to clean it up, but having snipped earlier should make it that there's not going to be any issues. When sewing this elastic lace trim onto jersey fabrics, the exact same method applies. However, I do recommend your second stitch being a zigzag stitch, just to allow a little bit more flexibility with the jersey fabric. Look how cute. For this finishing, we don't really need any ironing or anything, so this one is completely done. All we're going to worry about is just snipping our threads to make it look nice and clean. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and happy making.